Today on the podcast, we're talking local film, competitions, and the Duplass Brothers. This is the Kansas City Podcast. Welcome to the Kansas City Podcast. My name is Cole Imrick. I'm the host with the most. The subject engrossed. This subject engrossed. Never mind, it doesn't matter. Okay, so many of you know me from the Upside Down, and if not, it's nice to meet you. You know, each week we are joined by a one-of-a-kind Kansas City native, actually two KC natives today, for a conversation on life in the city of fountains. What do you think of that?
I mean, yeah, we are a city of fountains.
Okay, all
pretty
right,
much, a lot of fountains.
So I'm joined today by Patrick Poe and Lolo Loren. Okay,
Yes.
Lolo Loren.
Correct.
Okay, they are local filmmakers, the co-founders of IX Productions. Welcome to the Kansas City Podcast.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thank you.
No,
excited
thank
to be
you
here.
for being here. I really appreciate it. You know, we have a lot to talk about. There's a lot of things to discuss, but I think the most important thing, let's get this out of the way first. You are on a deadline.
Yeah.
You've got
is fast
something going on right
approaching.
now, and I can do my best to kind of describe it because you're local filmmakers, and you're trying to make your sixth
feature film.
feature film. Why don't you tell us a little bit? We'll talk about film a lot here, but let's get this out of the way. Let's this is why you're here. This is why the people are going to be listening. Yes, there is a competition, and you are trying to raise money and get followers, and you're running out of time.
Exactly, yeah.
It's the part of the movie where the clock is running out. Tell us about your upcoming film. Tell us about what you're involved in here.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the, I guess, if it was a film, we'd be in like the second act, right, where the big climax is happening, right before the denouement. We've got 7 days left.
It ends on the 12th?
No,
the 13th at 5
It's Friday the 13th of October.
So this will go up on
That's
Monday.
an ominous day.
So we're like 5 days.
Yeah, 5 days
we'll post
out.
It. So we're 5 days out.
We're 5 days out.
Okay.
The competition is the Hometown Heroes competition. So we are competing to represent Kansas City in a national competition to win the executive production of the Duplass Brothers.
Okay.
They're filmmakers.
Yes.
If people don't know.
Yes.
They've made some really awesome films.
Give them a couple of their
Adult
hits.
Beginners,
Yes.
Safety Not Guaranteed, The Bronze, Baghead for a lot of like really indie people.
Yeah.
They're on the Mindy Project. People
They're
keep
on the
telling
Mindy
me.
Project as the midwives.
One of the Duplass guys was on
The League.
The League,
He's-
and
yeah.
then they had the show on HBO
Togetherness,
which
Which
I
is
really
fantastic.
enjoyed.
And
they
Room
canceled it.
104
Yes.
is their new show.
And then there was the animated animals one,
Yes.
which was really weird.
yeah,
So
yeah, they're weird
yeah,
comedy guys.
indie filmmakers.
Yeah,
Indie
they're
filmmakers.
awesome. Like,
Yeah.
it would be so exciting to get to
They're-
have them.
Yeah, their genre fits our genre.
Okay.
I don't know, like, because our work is also, it's weird. We
Yeah.
make weird stuff.
Offbeat
We make
comedy.
weird comedy stuff that some people see it and they're like, I was just strained. Like, was it? I don't
What did I
even-
just watch,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think it's got a narrative plot, but like, it's like we're weird. We tell weird jokes and we see things a weird way, and so do they. And so we're competing to have them executive produce our new film.
Very cool.
There's
And we're
76,
really close.
Yeah, there's
honestly,
76
we're really close.
films competing.
Yeah.
We're in like 12th or 13th place.
Oh wow.
We
Yeah.
only have to make it into top 10. The top 10 films get to pitch to the Duplasses. So
Okay.
we only need to move up a couple slots to get our chance to pitch.
And I'm
even.
pretty certain, because like we said, we've got a very similar comedy styling
Right,
and
right, right.
filmmaking
Dry
styling
humor.
and humor. If we
That
can
you
get that
guys will
top
click.
10,
If you get in front of them, you guys will be like,
we'll jive really
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Like that'll be a really great relationship. So I'm excited to build that relationship once we hit the followers.
right.
The thing is we need like another, 500 followers in the next 5 days.
Oh wow.
So we need 100 followers a day.
So
But
what
it's
about money wise? You
super
good on
easy.
money?
We're pretty good. We're close. We need like
Like $1 grand?
like $1,000. We need like
Okay.
$1,000, which isn't much when we're thinking about the fact that we've already raised almost $7,000.
Yeah.
We need like $1,000 to hit it. We have gotten the green light on Seed and Spark though.
Oh.
So that means that no matter what happens money wise, whatever happens followers wise, we get the money we've raised.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So our film is already
So
funded in
Our
my
film,
mind.
yeah, in our film mind, it's funded, which this is the most money we've ever raised for a film.
Wow.
So we're excited to really see what we can do, and we can stretch our legs with a little bit of funding.
Very nice. So you're basically, Seed and Spark wise, you're funded. You get the money. You're going to be
Yes.
making this no
matter
what.
We're actually already making this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're filming it right
so
now.
now it's just the opportunity, like if you can push it over that next level, then you get that extra backing. You get that extra. I'm sure there's an extra
It's that
cash
foot
involved.
in the door,
There's
really. To have
there's
the
a little bit extra
connection.
money from the Duplasses. If you want it, you can ask for up to $25,000, which
Nice.
is incredible. But the real thing is to just meet those guys and just get their
and get their name on
get their
it.
mentorship and their name on it.
Yes.
Get their guidance.
Which is something I feel like we should say, because I keep telling people and people still procrastinate. It is so easy to follow. It takes literally 10 seconds.
How do you
I
do
think
it?
okay, so following is as easy as you are good at working a computer. Is how I've been
So
putting
if you
it.
know how to operate a mouse and a keyboard.
If you're like mediocre at computer usage, you
if
can
you
do it
have
in
an
under
email,
a minute.
you should be able to.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's just as simple as putting in your email.
You put in a name, an email, your city, make up a password, click submit.
And that's it.
That's it. Sometimes it'll ask you a questionnaire, but you can click skip,
Yeah.
and then you're following.
Yep.
So we'll have a link on our website, and we'll also be sending it out on the Facebook page because we need followers.
We need followers.
We need
yes,
followers.
sir.
And so, are you the only film from Kansas City?
We are not.
Okay.
There are 2 other Kansas City associated films.
Okay.
There is Wretch by Matt Donahue,
Okay.
which you can vote and you can follow all the films.
Oh, nice.
So in a perfect world, there are 3 Kansas City films
Nice.
That make it into top
that
10.
make it into the top,
Top
10,
10, okay.
competing for the top 5, and then all 3 of us get in the top 5, and then Duplass Brothers are producing 5 Kansas City films. That'd be incredible.
Nice.
But yeah,
but
there's Wretch by Matt.
There's Wretch by Matt
that looks
Donahue.
really cool. You should check out while you're on there.
That they're
and then
they're
the other
working.
film is actually a St. Louis film that has some Kansas City connections.
She has Kansas City actresses
Yeah.
in the film, and she
Called
is a
Parallel Chords.
she, as well as you, are Casey Wift members, which is
Okay.
the Kansas City Women in Film and Television.
Nice.
Because both The Way It Goes and Parallel Chords are, I think Parallel Chords is written and directed by her, and then this is written and directed by you and me, so it's female led.
Got it. Got it. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the name? Wait, what's the film called?
It's The Way It Goes.
The Way It Goes.
The Way It Goes.
And what is it about? Can you give me like your wait? Okay, pretend I'm the Duplass. I am the Duplass.
You can't cheat, Lolo. You
The
can't
can't
just
Duplass
read
right
it
here.
off the computer
give me,
screen.
Give me your little elevator pitch right now. You've got
you've got
a
the good
minute to
one.
do it. What would you say?
The Way It Goes is a really fresh, just feel good comedy. We want to make the kind of movie we like to watch when we're in a bad mood and need a pick me up. It follows our lead character, Liz. She's working this awesome, high paying office job that's making her want to kill herself.
Oh,
The kind
not
of
good.
opening
No.
pivotal point in the film is she gets offered a promotion that just makes her freak out.
okay.
Because she just realizes she
a
doesn't
great
want to be
promotion.
there the rest of her life.
Sometimes great things freak us out.
Right.
So it's kind of, we follow her as she finds the courage to ultimately quit her office job and pursue her dreams of being a photographer. So it's
nice.
kind of about making happiness a priority is the message
Yeah.
of the film. But
Yeah, it's about
told
making
through a
happiness a
really
priority and following your
ridiculous
dreams.
comedy. Yeah.
But yeah, it's all presented through the eyes of Liz, who is constantly worrying, constantly
Lots of
stressed
anxiety.
about how others see her and how her family sees her and how boys see her, and she's just struggling with all of those just like views and her own view of herself.
Trying to get up the courage to ask out the hot guy.
Oh,
you
okay,
know?
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
and it's about building her own personal confidence into finding her own personal happiness.
So it's a quirky, fun comedy,
yeah,
and it's completely Kansas City based.
100%. Yeah,
Takes place
The film is
here.
like we literally wrote it with Kansas City in mind.
Wow.
So
like
it's,
we wrote the streetcar into it.
Oh,
it's
nice.
written with
Nice.
the streetcar. Liberty Memorial was written into it. Like there are points in the script that we knew were in Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
They definitely.
So you were out there on the streets of KC filming this movie, making it happen.
Yeah.
Fully Kansas. Is it all KC actors too?
all KC
100%
actors, all KC crew.
Nice.
Everyone is from right here,
which
living
is
right here.
What all of our films have been so far. But yeah, no, we're out on the streets filming. To be on the streets filming, we were in the streetcar last week.
Very nice.
Filming. We
Which is a lot
filmed
of fun.
from 8 a.m. to midnight on the streetcar.
Really?
But it was incredible. It was an incredible experience. They gave us badges. They let us pretend we were official. And
nice. See, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
what is it? So with this being like your sixth feature film, I have a question that's more similar to like, I want to know, what's it like filming in Kansas City? Is everyone like, was the streetcar people, did you go to them and say, hey, we want to film on the streetcar? And they were like, hell yeah?
Yes.
They were.
That's
Pretty
what's like filming in
much.
Kansas City.
They've been sharing our posts on social media to help us get the followers. Like, people in
Yeah.
Kansas City are so supportive and friendly and just think it's so cool.
Like, we've talked to other people and they're like, how did you do that? Like,
We asked.
and we were just like, we just asked the people and they said yes.
We went and talked to the guy.
Yeah.
He was
we
like,
were
hey,
like,
man.
we were like, that guy, can we film here? And he was like, yeah, you can film.
Oh, and
Nobody
just like
cares.
local businesses too, because like next week we're going to be filming in Johnny's Tavern.
Yeah.
We've filmed in Old Shawnee Pizza, has been really chill.
We filmed in a Johnny's Tavern before,
Oh,
a different
yeah,
Johnny's
we did, out
Tavern.
in Lawrence.
We filmed in the Green Room, Burgers and Beer. We filmed at the Wyandotte County Prison.
Yeah, we.
Is that real? Is that
I don't know if you're using the right words, but they're close.
Wyandotte County Jail?
It's something like
Prison?
that. It was
Something
like a
like
scary,
that.
dark place.
They
They had
Yeah.
scary cells.
They
Okay.
put me in a prison cell, is
Okay.
all I know.
Okay.
And
Well,
that
then,
was...
then I think that classifies as some type of jail. And they let you. Was it closed, or were they like, oh, we're just gonna have to move a couple bad guys around, and then you can use this cell?
No, they were like, well, that one's empty, so you can use that
Yeah,
one.
pretty much.
You know
That
what?
was
We
really
thought
fun.
about it, and that one, it's empty. But don't get too close to the cell next door.
Well,
Yeah.
they were like, so because we were in just like the holding cell kind of area more
Yeah.
than like the the prison cells, and they were like, oh man, the 201 would be perfect, but man, it's got Steve in it. And we're like, oh, that's
can't
Steve.
get near
Steve
Steve.
can stay there, I guess. They're like, yeah, you can use 203
Steve, you want to be in a
instead.
movie?
Yeah, it was really great.
So-
Yeah, people are super
One of the
supportive
cops
and
was in our
friendly.
movie because we
Right.
were like we were
Yeah.
filming it and we were like, oh, you know, it'd be dope is if like one of the cops took the guy who's in prison out and like took him to a holding room.
Meaning our actor, not like
Yes.
the guy in prison,
Yeah.
not
Oh,
Steve.
okay.
Me, the guy, the
Okay,
actor.
right. We have to make that.
Yeah, yeah.
We have to make that clarification.
We weren't messing with real prisoners.
And we were like just discussing like it would be cool if like he took me out of the prison cell and like brought me to a holding room, and one of the cops that was just like sitting there was like, I'll do it. Like I can do that. And we're like, okay, cool. So we've got like a Wyandotte County police officer in our movie.
See, that's awesome. So the KC film community, I've always been completely enamored with the KC film community because there's always the competitions and there's always the stuff. But it seems like everyone's always so open because Kansas City is not like a it's. You know, you don't see the Kansas City skyline in a lot of movies.
No.
if
No.
any, right? So everybody seems very like open and excited about filming in KC.
There is
It's
a
a
lot
great
of
place to
excitement for film
film.
in KC, and we have the KC Film Office
Yes.
as well. That's
Reopened. It reopened a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
built. And Steph Scuffham's
Which they're
been,
fantastic. Steph Scuppum's been helping out all of the KC films competing in Hometown Heroes, trying to help promote all three of them. She put me in connection with Donna, who
streetcar.
runs the streetcar, actually. So, yeah, it's an awesome thing that we have that reopened now.
and like Lolo is really committed to this KC skyline, and even like our promotional poster,
Right.
because our
yeah,
poster,
that's the KC skyline.
she
on
really
it.
wanted the skyline on it. And we found like skylines on the internet, and like she put them onto the poster and was like, it's not good enough. It's not Kansas. It doesn't look like Kansas City.
Well,
It's
because some
just-
of them didn't have the 4
Oh, the Bartle Hall.
on the side.
Yes. Yeah.
And they didn't have like the Western Auto sign. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, that's like, that could be anywhere without that. That's a large part of what, like, if you
Yeah,
have the
she
full...
was like, that could just be any city. And so that really annoyed her. So she found a photo I'd taken of the KC skyline,
Yeah.
made her own silhouette of the KC skyline.
See, we great minds think alike, because when I was going and making the logo for this podcast, I was like, none of these are working. I'm going to have to draw it out myself. This isn't working. It's a very popular right now. Like, if you put the KC skyline behind your logo, that's like a very popular thing right now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when I did the podcast, it was like, hey, you know what am I going to do to say Kansas City podcast? Oh, the KC
KC
skyline,
skyline.
right? You know, like it's everyone, it's a common thing. And you know what?
Yeah.
That's cool, because everybody's is just a little bit different.
We had a friend who was doing a web series of sorts, a web cinema piece actually. And for one of his promo posters, he had put one of his actors in front of a cityscape.
Uh-huh.
And like everyone on Facebook, when he was just like, hey guys, what do you think of this promo poster? Is is it good? Should I be posting this?
Yeah.
Into like kind of a private group, and everyone's like, it's not Kansas City. You can tell it's not Kansas City. And so he like digitally put in a couple of the Kansas City buildings. We're like, now it's more like Kansas
It's
City.
a little better, right?
Yeah.
We put Borough Hall in there. We got the four things that's up in Borough Hall. So tell me a little about IX Productions, because that's your production company.
Are you going to take this or am I going to take this?
I'll do it.
Okay.
It's,
you
don't
want.
worry, you're not playing for points yet.
No, yeah. IX Productions was started by me and Lolo, mostly Lolo,
Okay.
and I just like
Oh,
tagged
why isn't
along.
Lolo
6
taking
years
this one?
ago.
Because she doesn't like to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, started 6 years ago with our first film, Intermission. And honestly, when we started making Intermission, IX Productions didn't exist yet.
Not really.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It wasn't a thing.
We started shooting the movie without having a production label.
Okay.
We finished shooting the movie without
Yeah.
having a production label.
And then you were like, oh, you know what? I guess we'll backtrack and we need to get that.
We
guess
got
we
into
better put a
editing
name
and
on
we
it,
were
right?
like, there should be something at the beginning.
I think
That's like
there's a thing for movies we're
most
missing.
people have something at the
Something missing.
beginning.
It's the logo at the start. We need to come up with something.
We should make one of those.
Yeah, but like that's how it worked for us. But like the moment we got to that point where we were like, something's missing from there, and we were like, oh, we need a production label, and like it should be something different, because like I'd done projects that had whatever thing I thought of was cute that week as
Right.
my production
Yeah,
label.
and I'd had production labels too
and Lolo
prior.
had done had kind of 3 different.
Yeah.
Because you had Wrecking Films and
Ellie.
and the cosplay one.
Oh, yeah.
So
So
like,
a lot of different ones.
so she had a lot of different
Yeah.
ones. But the moment that we were like, this should be something that's kind of us.
We knew we were going to keep working together because that
right,
first
right,
film had
right.
gone so
'Cause
well.
that film had
So-
gone really well working together, and like
I didn't want to move into his house. He didn't want to move into my
Gotcha,
house.
gotcha,
we needed to get a
gotcha.
new house.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. we needed a label that was our label.
Got it. Your label.
Because
Togetherness. Got
she's
it.
done all the work, but like I bought a computer so that we could edit Intermission, because when we filmed it all, we had no plan. Like we
I had a
didn't.
laptop with Final Cut Express.
Yeah, but
Oh,
like
okay. Not even the full version.
no, not even the full version, and like we hadn't even like thought about how we were going to edit it when we got to editing. We just shot the whole movie.
That
and
was
we're like,
a problem for future us.
now we need to do something with that footage. So I bought the computer we use now, and I bought Adobe Premiere, and we started editing it together. And so we were kind of a thing by that point. We're
Yeah.
This thing needs a name.
Yes.
And the moment we got to that, Lolo was like, it's IX. IX Productions is the name.
Okay.
We're like, okay.
Came
cool.
to you in a dream.
Yeah, I don't know where it
It
came.
just came to you.
She was
right?
like, it's got to be that. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to fight with it. You seem set. You're pretty certain it's IX.
IX. And so all of your other films now have been under the IX Productions.
IX
family.
Everything
Productions.
we do.
But
Yeah.
it's not just films, right? Like, does
No,
IX have other
it
stuff
is-
that it's involved in?
We
so
are-
much more than film.
We
So
are
much more.
exclusively a comedy company.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our slogan is making the world a funnier place, one film at a time.
Okay.
But we have branched into a lot more than film. Patrick runs a podcast now. We
Indies on Indie. Just
Indies
plug
on
it.
Indie. There you
Indie.
go, there's a
We
plug.
have
Just
a
plug it.
live comedy show. We produce and film and release as comedy specials for
Laugh
local
KC.
comedians.
Yes.
She's not going to say the names. I'll just start throwing them
Okay,
in there.
Laugh
I'm
KC.
trying to leave something for you to do too.
Yes.
We have that. We also run a writer's room. We have a bunch of local writers in our writer's room, and we produce their sketches,
It doesn't have a cool name.
Okay.
which we're behind on. We need to get some of those out. We've got some awesome ones.
We have a sketch coming
coming
out
out soon.
3 days ago. That's
Yeah, a couple days ago.
yeah, a couple days ago. A sketch is coming out today, but yeah, 3 days ago.
So we do that. We've done a web series. We have a new web series called
That space show.
that we're launching soon.
Wait, it's called what? That space.
That space show.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a web series.
comedy sci-fi web series.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's in co-production between us and actually Toddy Brothers Productions,
Who we
who's
work
another
with all the time.
group
They're
in town
fantastic.
who we couldn't make our movies without.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got it going on. I mean, you were heavily involved in all this stuff, all the different
Yeah.
comedy,
Yeah.
film. I mean, it seems like it's kind of one of those things like where you get started and then you're like, oh, and we can also do this, and then we can
Yeah.
also do
and
this.
this would be fun.
Yeah,
in all the
cool.
free time we don't
We've become
have.
like more an entertainment company
Yeah.
than just a film company.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's more about like what interests us and how we can diversify ourselves. In like the fact that a film takes us years to make.
Right.
Like we filmed Zoink 2 years ago, and it's still in editing now.
Yeah, we need to get that out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it goes, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, you spend all this time and effort on it, and, it's you guys and a computer. It's not like you've got this whole post-production team, like...
No, you're seeing it.
out.
It's the two of us and that computer.
And that
And my
computer.
little
Hopefully there'll be a
sister.
second computer
Right,
here
right.
soon, but there isn't yet. We're building that.
But then in itself, too, because I've worked on some, like, I've always made, like, silly videos and things like that, and it gets very thrilling because then you get closer and closer to the end. You're like, oh, I'm excited to release this to the world and everything. And so now with this being, like, your 6th feature, have you gotten to that point now where you're like, I always remember, like, the more podcasts I do, the more movies I make, it always comes down like, hey, this is all clicking. I think I kind of figured out what I was doing. Like, hey, you know what? I did this the right way this time instead of trying to figure it out a couple years ago, right? Like,
Yes.
Are you getting there?
I think so.
I think every film we've made is significantly better than the one before.
Right.
I think each
And that's
film,
all I
there's
care
still
about.
some new learning curve we find as we continue to try
It's
to
like
make
riding
things
a bike.
better.
Yeah, and like the whole time we've been doing this, we've been learning, and I joked to Lolo that we're either the best editors ever because we've like taught ourselves everything.
I know how to splice cut. I know how to cut.
Well, and it's like things that like I was like, I don't know if that's the right way to
Ripple
do
delete.
that.
I
Like,
know how to ripple delete.
and like I don't know if that's the right way to do that or how you're supposed to do that, but it's the way
But
that
I
I
can
just
do it.
did it, so
Yes.
it worked.
We get the same end result.
Yeah, I get the same end result. And like, so either I'm probably the best editor ever, or I'm doing it the worst, slowest, most backwards way that there is. And there's
Yeah.
probably some way simpler way that I
Get
do
it done,
everything.
though.
But it all gets done. So, oh well.
That works. So, with the way it goes, since you're already filming it, and
Yeah.
you're already like out there, so you're already in production.
Yeah, we are 100% in production.
So, are you thinking that this is going to be like? Have you already got it all planned out? Like over the next couple of weeks, like have you got it all mapped out to be able to finish it? And
We're very close to that.
okay.
We
mean,
know
we're-
how many shoot days it's going to take.
Yeah.
We don't know when those shoot days take place.
Yeah. And it's not
but-
just you. Well, let's like it's you two doing the editing and stuff like that. But like this is like a full scale deal. Like you've got crew and
Yes.
actor, and I mean, it's not like those dudes out there with like their little GoPro camos.
We've
Like
got
I'm doing a
about-
skate video. Like
Yeah.
no, this is like you guys are full on.
We have about
doing it.
30 people involved in this production.
It's insane.
Yeah.
We have a crew of anywhere between 4 to 10 people, depending on the day, and
Depending
their
on who's free,
availability
yeah.
and who's free.
Yes.
Because if I can get the actors in the room and the location, I'll figure the crew out.
Yeah.
Or like I'll crew it. I'll do like 6 jobs if I have to
Yeah.
to get the shot filmed.
Right.
Well, and like for the streetcar shoot, we had you, me, our sound guy Alex, and Amber, who's our assistant director. But Patrick and Amber also were in what we were shooting that
Oh,
day.
they're insane.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because I like making it difficult.
Okay.
Because I mean, making a movie would be
yeah,
too
making a movie is
easy.
too easy if you don't throw yourself some
If-
curveballs.
Yeah.
To act in this.
Yeah, so like I like to act in all of our films because I like to make Lolo stressed about whether or not we have crew.
He likes to
Right.
make me the only crew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like I could run a camera,
Yes.
but then I could also be behind the camera.
Well,
or
and
in front
also
of it.
you're obviously a great actor.
Yeah.
And you're just like, why you got to put this face on screen?
Can't waste that.
I'm a comic genius, obviously.
If I'm not in this scene, I mean, it's ruined. There's
It
no one
won't be
else that
funny.
can do this.
Yeah.
I wrote this part myself with myself in mind. So you're working on this film. You've got Seed and Spark. You got to get in front of the Duplass. Are you a little overwhelmed right now? Just give me the overall.
Always.
Always? Is it always overwhelmed?
It's like
Always.
perpetual, but like not in a bad way.
But yeah, no, we choose to be overwhelmed, I
Okay.
think. Because
Well, it makes it more fun.
Because it's like
Yeah.
it's always tiring, but it's also always exciting. So like it's worth it.
That sounds like any
but-
film project ever.
Yeah.
well, yeah, because like I mean, we could have just stuck to making movies, and like they're tiring and impossible each feature film. But instead, we choose to, while we're editing one feature film, be in pre-production and production of another feature film, and do the
Well, yeah, 'cause,
sketches,
like, right now
and do
we're-
the comedy shows, and do the podcast.
We're editing Zoink, which is one of our feature films. It's in editing. We're constantly editing and producing the comedy show. We're constantly filming and editing the sketches. We're filming The Way It Goes.
I'm always doing the podcast.
And we're in pre-production for our new web series with the Toddy Brothers. So
yeah. Wow. And like just yesterday, me and Lolo were discussing what would be some cool ideas for a new TV show.
Right.
Like, so we're all like...
You always got ideas. You're throwing them up on the wall.
Yeah,
like,
we know what our
fun.
next 3 movies are. You know, like, it's just, we're constantly...
And like, we could easily choose to just be like, all right, let's just focus on the way it goes. And then like, we'll finish it and then do the next project to make it easier on ourselves. But that wouldn't be near as exciting.
Yeah.
And I would be really disappointed. I would feel like I could be doing more.
So this is a common question that I ask. Some people get mad that I ask this question. But would you be able to do what you're doing right now in any other city? Like, is Kansas City, like, because you're in Kansas City and because it's such like a very tight knit film community, do you think that you could do more in like a different city, or do you think that Kansas City is what you're doing right now, is it possible because of Kansas City, or is it more difficult?
I don't know if I could do it in another city because I haven't tried.
Okay.
But I know that I choose to keep doing it in Kansas City.
So you're not going to Hollywood?
Not right now.
From what I've heard from other people, is that Kansas City is unusually friendly.
Well, yeah.
And
it's that Midwest charm.
It's a lot harder to do it other places. Because like we've had friends that have moved to LA, and I think there's a lot of other cities where if you're just looking for acting opportunities.
Like I have a friend who made a film in Kansas City, and I'm really blanking on a lot of this story to make it very interesting.
That's okay.
But I apologize. But he made a film in Kansas City. His film got distributed. Like, it's on Netflix. You can watch it.
Cool.
You can watch his movie. So he immediately moved to LA.
Yes.
He's been in LA 7-8 years.
Long time.
Hasn't made another film.
Yeah.
Because he can't. And he tells the story and jokes that, like, if you're in Kansas City and you go up to a house and you're like, hey, I'm an indie filmmaker, I'd like to film in your house. They say, all right, that's great. When do you want to do it? How many people are coming? I'll cook you dinner.
Right.
If you go to LA and you're like, hey, I'd like to shoot in your house, they're like, all right, that'd be $1,000. And he goes, oh, no, it's really simple. It's an indie film, $2,000. No, it's just me and one other actor, $3,000.
Right.
And like, the more you go and talk to them, the more they want more and more money, and you just can't.
You can't
film your indie.
You have to have the big budget to do it. Where you guys are making a film for, right now you're $7,000 or so, and hopefully you get some extra.
Yeah,
you're
it's
like,
gonna
hey,
be our biggest
this is
budget.
Perfect.
Yeah,
like, this
I
is
know.
perfect.
At $8,000, me and Lola are like, whoa, we can do things we've never thought about doing before. And like for this project, we're thinking about licensing music. To put in our film because we think it would really up the quality of our film.
Yeah, it's a huge budget for us.
You mean you're not going to make like play on a synth?
As interesting as that would be.
I've got some really good synth tune
No,
I'm working
I mean, that's the one thing that me and Lolo don't have is musical talent.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. So like our first 3 feature films, well, no, our first 2 feature films are exclusively like Incompetech license-free music.
Got it.
Our third feature film, we used
local bands.
2 different local bands that offered to let us use their music, and it's awesome. I love the both of them. That's I Am Nation and ROR. I don't think either of them are playing anymore, but their music's good.
Their music
Check them
lives
out.
on through your film forever.
Exactly. And then Midsummer was the first one that we had scored by
very nice.
2 different composers, and it's a totally different experience, but totally amazing.
Yeah.
Very exciting. All right. I'm here with Patrick and Lolo. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Kansas City Podcast. So Patrick and Lolo need followers. Check out our website, thekansacitypodcast.com, for a direct link to their Seed and Spark page. Remember, time is of the essence. Go, click follow, and let's get Patrick and Lolo to the top of the list so they get a chance to pitch for the Duplass Brothers. Check out our site, thekansacitypodcast.com, or check out IX Productions. Search them, find them, and of course, seedandspark.com, and just search The Way It Goes. Now, back to the show. Welcome back to the Kansas City Podcast. Cole Lindbergh. I'm here with Patrick Poe.
Yep.
And Lolo Loren.
Yep, still here.
I got it right. Good job. We during the break, I pitched my new film, my film idea to Patrick and Lolo of IX Productions. It is a animated comedy about a firecracker that doesn't want to go boom. They were very intrigued. They said, we like this idea, but there's not actual people in it, and we're not going to spend time watching you draw.
I don't have time animating, man.
Yeah, I know.
And
So
I don't trust your art skills. I'm
well,
sorry.
my art skills are horrible. I'm the idea guy. Okay, like it's a little firecracker, and he's full of spunk, and he's a little whizzer guy, and he just wants to be a happy little firecracker, and all of his friends keep blowing up around him, and so he just lives a very sad
I think you've got a really beautiful dark short if you can find an animator.
See, that's okay. I may have to spend some time
Just
on like
just
After
come back
Effects.
with some storyboards and maybe we'll talk again.
Okay.
I wouldn't be looking to make it to a feature though, man. It's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough for
You
a
mean
feature.
the part where he like gets out of China and comes to America? It's not enough.
I don't know if that story's important to
It's
his.
like the Brave Little Toaster meets Toy Story meets Sausage
Party.
That's exactly. See, you're already on board. You already know what I'm talking about.
I think it'd be a great 15 minutes.
Okay. Well,
I think you're onto something.
we can agree to disagree. And you just lost a follower. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, it's time for one of our favorite parts of the show. It is time for the Casey quiz.
Awesome.
Oh man, I'm terrified of this.
All right, you guys know how this works. It's the Casey quiz. I'm going to ask you questions. Can't say related. You will receive points. You're working together as a team.
Okay.
Oh boy.
50,
As a team?
As a
I have to
team.
work with her?
Yes, you have to work with her. You have to work together.
I know
So-
you're tired of
like
it, but just
working
this
with
one
her.
last time.
I know. You didn't like my film. So 50 points max. Remember, if there's a question that I say that you don't like the question, all you have to say is stupid question. And then remember, folks, you can tweet
There isn't a
us.
sweeter way to say that?
No, you just say stupid question.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you can tweet us at Kansas City Pod if you would like your question added to the Casey quiz. Guys, I always start with this question. Hold on, I have to say something real quick. The cat is a big fan of the Casey quiz. What's the cat's name?
That's Grayson. That's Dick Grayson.
Grayson just jumped not even 4 feet up on top of a shelf. I'm going to award Grayson 1 point. So here we go. I
want him to be on my team instead of her.
You know what, Grayson, we'll combine your points. Grayson's looking at me right now. I was like, I don't know. All right, here we go. I always start with this question. It's a very popular question. Your favorite restaurant that is not barbecue. Here we go. Favorite restaurant. Think about it amongst yourselves. It's
Can
fine.
we answer different things?
Yes, of course you can.
Blue
You can say more than
Koi.
once.
I knew you were going to say Blue Koi.
Blue Koi.
I love Blue Koi.
Okay.
Do you want to answer for me? Can you do it?
Don Cholitos.
Don Cholitos, 100%.
Don Cholitos.
Don Cholitos. It's in Mission, Kansas. It's
Yeah.
a little, like, it's a cafeteria-style Tex-Mex
Oh,
It's
okay.
restaurant.
really good.
It's good.
And that does sound good.
Oh,
It's
man.
getting your lunchtime with
Yeah,
Don Cholitos.
yeah.
Okay.
It's like 5 minutes away. Just head down Johnson Drive. When you pass
Yeah.
Metcalf, go under the bridge. It's right there on your right.
Left.
No.
Oh, no, right.
It's on
Oh,
your
yeah, it
right.
is on your right
Yeah.
from here.
Okay.
Right from
Right.
here.
Don Cholitos. I like it. What's your favorite thing to get there?
I like the chalupa.
Yeah.
Chalupa with Cholito style with no black olives.
Okay.
Or just the burrito with CCQ sauce on top, which is their chili con queso sauce. It's
good.
mm.
It's good.
Oh man, I'm gonna need to
Yeah.
go.
What do you like
there
about
soon.
Blue Koi? What do you get?
I love their black bean sauce
Yeah.
on anything, on
I
the
don't think I've
tofu,
ever
on the
had that
chicken.
before. Yeah.
It's really good. It's just really good sauce.
As far as I know, it's the only thing on the menu. I had never heard of Blue Koi till I met her, and the couple of times I've been, every time I get there, the waiter comes to the table and then goes, "Are you guys ready to order?" And like I'm with her and just me and her, or her and her family,
Yeah.
and they always go, yes, and start ordering.
Yes.
I've never looked at a menu.
You've never seen it.
And so I go, I don't know. And Lola goes, oh, get the chicken with black bean sauce. I'm like, okay, that thing. That's...
Yeah, okay.
So I think that's all that's on the menu.
Okay.
That's it.
I mean, it must be very popular.
It's delicious.
That'd be amazing if there was a restaurant. You know, there's restaurants out there that have very small menus, but if it's just like, this is the only thing we got.
I mean, that's kind of what Raising Cane's has going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Raising
And it's
Cane's, the
working for them.
fast food joint.
Yes.
It's just chicken strips.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Man, we're
They
in the
do
wrong
it well,
business.
though.
We're in the wrong business, right? I'm going to give you 5 points for that. Well done. Here we go. This causes a lot of controversy here on the Kansas City podcast. The favorite barbecue. Do you have a favorite barbecue?
Joe's. Yeah. Easy.
Easy?
There's not even like there's no debate.
Oh, see,
Joe's.
yeah, no, there is a debate amongst
Yeah.
some people. You were very
All
quick
of
to
them
pull
are
the trigger on
wrong.
that one. Joe's?
It's Joe's.
Joe's?
Yeah.
Lolo?
I like it a lot. Yeah.
Joe's? Z-Man all the way?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's that easy.
It's Joe's.
There we go. Here we go. Your favorite... I'm sure this one could come up with a couple different answers. Your favorite local event. And you guys are involved in a lot of stuff, so...
My own event, Laugh... No, I'm kidding.
No, that's fine. You can pick your own event. Yes.
No, I mean, yeah, Laugh KC is great.
We have a great improv scene.
love the improv
really
festival.
enjoyed
Yes.
the improv festival this year.
KC
Was a
Improv Festival is
lot of
great.
fun.
What is it called? The 1 minute plays that Heidi Van puts on.
I think it's just the 1 minute play festival.
The 1 minute play festival.
Yes.
That's really killer.
I enjoyed the KC Film Festival.
That was a lot of fun this year.
blast being a part of that.
And you hopefully get to show your films at it.
Yeah.
Ah.
I mean, last year we showed Midsummer, and yeah, hopefully again we'll get to.
And last fall we showed Mr. Lee at their local
yeah.
showcase.
And last fall we showed Mr. Lee. So we've shown 2 there, and they're wonderful people.
Yeah.
And it's those are great events.
Those are great events.
Yeah.
Good local events.
Yeah.
3 points. Okay, here we go. Your next question.
Not as good as the food.
No, evidently
answer.
not.
It's all right. You know, points matter. Here we go. This is going to be you guys are movie buffs.
Yeah.
Greatest movie of all time.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't answer it.
Well, you
I
can always
don't.
say stupid question.
No, and I'll tell you why I don't answer it.
Okay.
I don't answer it because I can't. Movies are subjective.
Right.
So you can't subjectively pick what's
So you
the
don't have
greatest
like a
film of
Mount
all time.
Rushmore of movies? Like your top 4?
Well, no, because there are films that like I love that
Yeah.
I'll always watch like a million times, like Star Wars or.
But you're saying
like
favorite movies is a
Dragonheart
different
or
question
Princess
than
Bride.
best
But like those
movies.
are some movies. Yeah, those are movies that like I always love. But then there are some great films that I've seen once and been like, yeah, that was good. I don't need to see that again though.
Right.
Like.
True, because your like go-to feel-good movies are probably different than the films that are like what you think are the best movies,
Yeah,
like really
like-
good movies.
Like if you're thinking critically, like what is the best film is different than like the movie that I'm gonna put on when I'm just like I've got a night off.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's
Like Memento is a great movie, but I'm not going to watch it again.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not
You know,
watching
like-
it every day. I'm like,
Yes.
you know what would make me feel better
But,
today?
I was cruising through the channels and Dumb and Dumber's on. Hell
exactly.
Sure,
Yeah.
because like I guess like I was blown away when I saw Amadeus. I think that movie is incredible, but I've seen Singing in the Rain like 20 times.
Right.
Exactly. So that's why I don't answer that question.
You know what? That still was an answer, though. So I'm going to award you 10 points. I like
Thank
that
you.
answer.
Cool.
See, that's
Yeah.
good. You know. Okay. This is a question that we actually got from our Twitter
Oh,
account.
nice.
Cool.
Okay. Are boneless wings just chicken nuggets?
No. No.
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Why?
Clarify.
Because traditionally chicken nuggets are more like what you get at like McDonald's, or if you like buy them in the freezer section, they're more of like an amalgamous paste.
So they're more breaded, like the breaded chicken nugget
They're
versus.
like
You were the
boneless-
first person that said no to this.
boneless wings are more like tiny chicken tenders. Like they're chicken tender bites more than chicken nuggets.
Okay. Lolo,
That's
thoughts?
my opinion.
I think I could agree with that.
Lola doesn't know. She started eating
I'm a
meat like 2
recently
years ago.
converted vegetarian. I'm
Oh.
not I'm not vegetarian anymore, so I'm still like learning about meat. So
Oh,
I'm,
so you're getting back into it.
Yes.
So like you became a why?
I
Wait, hold on.
grew
Why?
up vegetarian.
Okay. So you have like lapses.
I actually started eating meat. This is gonna sound funny because so many people started eating meat for health reasons.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
wasn't getting enough protein.
Yeah.
Which can develop like anemia and low iron in the blood, and
So
also
now
stuff
you're
like that.
back away from the vegetarianism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've converted her to meatitarianism.
So you go get a burger. You're cool with going and getting a burger now. Okay, all right.
She
Going
loves
to Joe's.
going to Joe's and getting a Z-Man.
There you go. That's right. So this is another one that came from the Twitter. What's the one thing in town that everybody should try once? It's like the one thing, like if you got friends coming in from out of town, what's the one thing you're going to say to them to go do?
Like food or events or
Doesn't
just
matter.
anything.
Anything. What's the one thing? Like if someone says, hey, I'm coming to Kansas City, you got to say, oh, you should do this. You got to go here.
I mean, I
It's a tough one.
act in a like a murder mystery dinner
Okay.
show,
Yeah.
and so like I'll often get people that are out of town coming to see my show.
Nice.
And they're always like, yeah, I'm from out of town, and like my easy go-to like thing is like, oh, what barbecue have you tried? Just because that's what people expect to
right,
hear.
because people are coming
Yeah.
to Kansas City. Yeah, so barbecue's the way to go.
Yeah. So like I always do that, and then I send them to Joe's.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's like the one thing that you have to do.
See, this
when
is
you're
how
in
I
Kansas
interpret
City.
the question,
Yeah.
because the question was just really like, what's the one thing in town that everybody should try once?
Yeah.
So maybe even if not somebody's coming out of town, like what's the one thing that people should try?
that people haven't tried that they should try.
That they should try. I don't know.
Right now, and like this is like a weird thing
People
to say.
should
The
go
one
to more comedy.
that's what no that's my
But not just ours,
my thing
like
right
in
now,
general.
is I'm very evangelical about the idea of a comedy show,
Yeah.
because I feel like there are a lot of people in town that haven't tried it, and that's why I want them to.
Got it.
And I think that comedy shows are great, and so I think that's the one thing in every town more people need to try is just comedy shows.
Yeah, because
Okay.
we've had a lot of people in the past year recently who've like come to either our comedy shows or comedy shows Patrick's been performing on because he does stand up, and they've been like, "That was awesome. That was so. I've never done that before. I've never been to a
comedy
stand up
show."
comedy
Right.
show." And we're like, "Really?" But yeah, and they're like, "I'm gonna do that more now."
So I think like comedy shows, even like the KC Improv though, like I include that in that because KC Improv Company shows are great.
They're fantastic always.
Yeah. So I think people should try more comedy.
Cool.
Go experience more Kansas City comedy. There's
Yeah.
a bunch of it.
That's good. 7 points. You were on this the other day. You were on the streetcar.
Yeah.
Yes.
More streetcar?
More
Yes.
streetcar.
More streetcar.
Definitely more streetcar.
Why?
Why not? Like it's incredible. I don't.
I know. It's like, I'm sorry. I was giving you the most vague question. Why?
I feel like good public transport is really crucial for a city to
Like
thrive.
if you look at like other what are considered larger cities, compared to Kansas City, the biggest thing we're missing is public transit.
We're a driving city.
Yeah.
Which is hard if you travel because like it's something like I think about a lot if I'm going to a different city. I'm like, do I want to fly and then have to do it, or do I want to drive so I have my car, or like
Yeah.
to have better
But if you
public
fly into
transport
Kansas City,
here?
you have to rent a car,
Yep.
Yeah,
or you can't go anywhere.
You're certainly not going to wait for a bus.
no.
Well, you can get an Uber, I guess, to go downtown, but even then.
Yeah.
I think it would be great for the city if they expanded the line.
Yeah.
I agree. Here we go. Next one. Very popular question. You get to pick one. Worlds of Fun, the Zoo, or Schlitterbahn. Where are you going? You just gave me the blankest stare like, I don't think I go to any of those.
Well, no, it's a hard decision because like I've never been to Schlitterbahn.
Okay, it's a
But
water park.
That guy just died the other day.
Well, no, it wasn't a guy. It was a child.
Still, person died.
Yes.
And so that's terrifying.
Yes, that is terrifying.
So like I would have said
So maybe not
Schlitterbahn
there.
because like I hadn't been there, but now I'm like a little.
I mean, I have anxiety about water in general, so
So now
not.
you've got Worlds of Fun or
not-
the Zoo. You want to go see animals or you want to go ride a roller coaster?
and I love both. And the thing is, I've been to both of those.
Yeah.
Like I went to the zoo every year as a child. That was
Right.
like the thing that like my birthday they'd be like, "What do you want to do?" Like zoo. Want to see the animals and
Want to
stuff.
go to the zoo?
Want to go to the zoo. But like probably Worlds of Fun, because you've never been, and I'd like to take you.
You never been to
sometime.
Worlds of Fun, Lolo?
I have not.
Oh.
I've
Lolo
never
hasn't
really
done a lot.
But I don't get out of the house much.
Gotta get out of the house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you 1 point.
Yeah, that was
Understandable.
Yeah, that's
that was
deserved.
poor. I would have given it 0 points.
Yeah.
Here we go. I
Would
got
have taken points from us.
2 questions left. We're coming down to the end here. Your favorite local hangout. Do you have a local hangout, a place you like to go hang? Or are you too busy editing films?
Kind of that. I don't want to admit that, but no, you're
sit
right.
in our office when we're not actively doing something.
Yeah. I mean, this is fun. Our local hangout is moving because our local hangout is wherever the open mic is usually. Because, like, that's where I'm at on any evening.
Yeah.
Is I'm at wherever there's an open mic. So, like, Monday's my local hangout's at the coffee house.
Honestly.
And
Yes.
Thursday it's at Mockingbird Lounge.
Somewhere we hang out a lot too, which this isn't like the only time we ever really hang out with people is like after a long shoot day. We'll
Right.
go out with the crew sometimes, but usually we're
She's going to say
done
Steak and Shake.
so late at night, nowhere's open, and we wind up at Steak and Shake for like 2 hours at
pretty
2 in the
true.
morning.
You know what?
That's where we wind
That's our
up,
local hangout.
is Steak and Shake at 2 in the morning.
I like it. All right. I get you 3 points for that. Here we go. Final question. It's time for the
On a fancy
boy.
night, it's Denny's.
yeah, for feeling
Denny's.
rich.
Yeah.
That's a fancy night.
Final question. It's time for the Google challenge. Okay, the Google
Okay.
challenge. Here's what I have done. I went to the Google machine and I typed in some words and I let Google autofill the answers. You know, when you like go on
Yeah.
Google,
Yeah,
you autofill.
yeah.
Okay, so I typed in the following, and you're gonna have to fill in the end here.
Wonderful.
So I typed in filmmaking is
Hard.
okay.
Rewarding.
It's never going to say, Google isn't going to have rewarding. And filmmaking hard is hard as a podcast, I think.
Oh, is it?
Okay,
I'm going with hard.
you're going with hard.
Filmmaking is. I have no idea.
You know what? Hard is actually number 2.
Oh.
Hard was number 2. When I typed it in, what came up was filmmaking is my passion.
No way.
Yeah.
just
Something
Googling
positive
something-
autofilling in Google.
I know, right? Well, that's the thing about the Google challenge. You never know what it's going to be. Yes, no, it's filmmaking is my passion.
True.
Hey, I was closer than you on that one.
I was number 2, man.
Was there, you were number 2.
But I was
filmmaking
positive.
is hard. Filmmaking is hard is on there. It is
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
on there. But
I'm like certain it's a podcast.
Yeah.
Because they have like a little crying baby as their little icon.
I mean, that's pretty accurate.
Let's see here. Let me add up your points here. Carry the 1. Let's see. You're right at 40 points.
Nice.
Not bad.
40
not bad.
points.
Did pretty all right.
Congratulations. Yes.
That was a terrible high
really
five.
We'll
bad.
put you up on the leaderboard.
Woo.
You can find it on the website. I'm
love it.
sure it exists. Thank you both for taking the Casey quiz.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that was a lot of fun.
This is a blast.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back here with Patrick and Lolo. We are nearing the end of our time. We've learned a lot today. We've learned about local film. We've learned about late night at Steak and Shake. We've learned about IX Productions. But really, the big thing, and this is your time to shine, where can people go to find you? We are under the wire to get you more followers, to get you in front of the Duplass or the Duply. Is that plural? The Duplass Brothers? Are they the
I think we should
Duply?
make
The
that a
Duplass
thing.
Brothers.
They're the
Duply.
Duply.
The Duply. So why don't you give the pitch? Tell people where to find it, how we can do this. And like I said, we'll have all this on our website as well, and we will be putting it out on our Facebook as well because we want you to win this competition.
Yeah.
So break it down.
So to find us for the competition, you go to www.seedandspark.com/fund/the-way-it-goes. Just written out like like the title, The Way It Goes. If you can't type all that in, you can go to seedandspark.com and search The Way It Goes. We're the top thing.
Or you
Okay.
can click probably the links that'll be around wherever he's posting.
And you
this
can click
stuff.
his
That too.
links. And then you just click follow there.
Click the follow button. It's going to give you the option to sign in with Facebook.
And if you're on your laptop
If you're on your
or
laptop,
computer
it
and you
works.
click sign with Facebook,
It
you're
glitches
done.
on your phone though,
Oh,
so
nice.
you can't do it on your phone with Facebook, but you can just put in your first name and your email address and click
And
continue.
your city and a password.
Oh, and a city and a password.
4 things.
It sounds like a lot. It's really not.
Right.
Click
30
Like I
continue.
said, if you have basic computer skills, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're gonna make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then beyond that, though, you can find us on Facebook at IX Productions.
Mm-hmm.
You can find us on Twitter at IX Productions.
We need the follows on the Seed and Spark page,
You can
though.
find us
Not
on
on Twitter. You
Instagram.
need the followers on the Seed and Spark.
They've gotta
On
be
the Seed and Spark
Spark
page on Facebook, it doesn't count.
Yep.
And at this point, the followers on Seed and Spark is the most important.
It's the most important thing in my whole life.
It really is.
It's what I'm putting everything
By just
into.
following us, you are helping this movie get made. We
So
need those
gotta
follows.
Share it.
Yep.
Get
Yeah.
it out there. I'm going to follow
Thank you.
immediately.
Thank you so much.
And so when you follow, though, you guys are going to like send out updates
We
to the
send out-
followers.
yeah,
and
we
We've
stuff.
send
been
out
sending out
updates.
awesome vlogs that have behind the scenes footage in them from what we're already shooting. Like
We've
we're
shown
posting cool stuff.
behind the scenes photos.
Yep.
Yeah, our vlogs are really fun. I really like those right now.
Yeah.
And you got to tell all the people to follow, and you tell more people to follow.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
exactly. Right
More
now,
following.
if every person that followed got one friend to follow,
You'd be fine.
we'd be winning.
You'd be
Yep.
winning. You'd be in the
Yeah,
lead.
we'd be in
Yep.
the lead.
See, all right.
That's one person. Like, you have a brother, you have a mother, you have a relative,
Or
have
you
a
at least know your brother's
girlfriend.
email address, and you could just
think
go
so.
and
Yeah,
put it
that's a
in.
good point.
You know,
Yeah, like if you have one family member or friend, which
So
like I know
with
it's
an
asking a
email.
Steal
lot.
your friend's email address and put it in.
And put it in the Seed and
exactly
Spark.
for us.
Yeah.
Help
And
Kansas
then
City
we'll-
Film.
Yeah, and then we'll also, while you're doing that, go to their podcast app and subscribe to the Kansas City podcast.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. Of course, folks, you can always find me on Twitter at Cole Lindbergh. Make sure to check out our website, thekansascitypodcast.com. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Kansas City Pod. Like I said, we'll have the links on the website. We've got to get you guys
Gotta
to
get those
win.
followers.
We got to
Gotta
get
do
you
it.
followers. We're
So close.
It's
Yeah.
a little bit of time left. I believe in you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I believe in you, Cole.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you both being on the show. Thank you so much for
Thanks for
having me
having
here.
us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
See you later, Grayson. He ran
He's
off.
still up there.
Was
No,
he
he's still,
up?
Yeah.
he's still
Okay.
up there.
So, Grayson the cat, he's like, hey, later, bro. So, thank you again for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you next time here on the Kansas City Podcast. Bye.
Bye.